All right, to begin, let's come on down to the mat and find child's pose. Bringing your toes to touch, knees comfortably spaced, settling your hips all the way down to your heels, just melt down to the mat. So if your forehead comfortably rests on the mat, great, but for some of us, it might feel really, really nice to place this block underneath the head. Arriving gently, arriving really slowly into this shape. Just giving yourself time to transition onto your mat. Feeling your way into your body. What do you notice? Allowing for a little time to put down anything that you've been carrying through your day or your week. Giving yourself the spaciousness to be here fully. To feel what there is to feel. To breathe. Finding our breath together. Exhale all your air out. Inhale, filling up as much as you can. Expand the ribs. And let it go. Staying with that pattern, deep, full breath in. Slow exhale out. One more time. Good. And with your next breath, maybe walk your hands a little further away from the body. And then walking both hands off the mat to the right, stacking your left hand on top, gently release your left shoulder toward the mat. Just enjoying some length, some spaciousness through the left side body. And then coming through center, all the way to the left side of the mat, right hand on top. Melting back toward the mat, slightly dropping that right shoulder. Together, breath in. Together, breath out. Good. Release the hands back to center. And with your next inhale, round the spine forward to find your table. Bringing your knees underneath the hips. Hands underneath your shoulders. Spread the fingers wide. Rotating inner elbows forward. Really stable through the body. And with your next inhale, you can release the belly. Lifting your tail and heart. And with the exhale, reverse the movement, rounding the spine, tucking tail and chin. Starting to really connect your movement to the breath. Moving as fast or slow as feels good in your body. Let the breath guide you here. And maybe it feels good to take the movement a little further. You can start to just move intuitively for a moment here. Forward, back, side to side, barrel rolls. Your body knows what it needs. So go with that. Maybe even closing down the eyes. Let go of how the movement might look from the outside. And see if you can give yourself permission to just stay with how it feels from the inside out. 2 more breaths here. Loosen up. So nice. Let's come back to our neutral table. Again, engaging the arms, rotate inner elbows forward. Gently hug the navel into the spine. And then lengthen your right leg back, tucking the toes onto the mat. We're just going to shift forward, back. Little stretch in the calf. And then pausing here, pressing the right heel back, back, back. With your inhale, start to circle sweep this left arm in a big circle. Moving with the breath, open up, stretching into your chest. One more time. Pausing at the top, twist your heart open even more. Maybe gaze to follow, looking up. And release. Left hand back to the mat. All right, squeezing the left knee into the chest, round the spine, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And with your inhale, lengthen the left leg back, three-legged plank. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, lengthen out. One more time, exhale. And inhale. Left knee to the mat, right knee to the mat. We'll change sides. Tucking the left toes on the mat, left leg nice and long. Just an easy rock forward and back, yeah. Feeling a little sensation in the back of the leg. Pausing here, press, press, press. And with the inhale, circling the right arm all the way around. Big, big circles, getting into the shoulder, the chest. One more time. Pausing at the top, can you twist your heart to the sky a little bit more? With your exhale, release the right hand back to the mat and squeeze your right knee into the chest, rounding the spine. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, bring that knee to chest. Twice more. Inhale, length. And exhale, in. Last time. And in. Good. Bring both knees back to the mat. Hinging forward, place your shoulders over the fingertips and then bend the elbows, lowering chest and chin all the way to the mat. Leave your hips nice and high. Tuck all 10 toes and then press your heels away. Holding here. Inhale. Exhale. Sliding your belly to the mat. Sliding your forearms forward, finding your Sphinx pose. Elbows underneath your shoulders. See if you can pull your hands back toward the feet, engaging the muscles along your spine. One more breath in. One more breath out. So good. Clasping hands together again, tucking all 10 toes. Lift the hips, lift the belly, find your forearm plank. Stabilizing in your low plank. Press the heels back, engaging the muscles along your legs, your trunk, making space between your shoulders. Take one more breath in. One more breath out. Let's move on. Rotating onto our right forearm, open up to a side plank. Left arm reaching to the sky or placing the hand behind your head. Inhale, lift the ribs a little higher and lower to the mat. Lift and lower. We're going to stay here, just building some length and heat through the mid-body. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 more. Keep it going. You're doing so good. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lengthening the left arm overhead. Big inhale. And exhale, bring that forearm back to the mat. Working on the right side only. We're going to dip the hip to the right and come back to center. Dip and center. Good. For 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Adding a knee tap. Dip to the right. Tap the right knee. Dip, tap. There we go. Stay with it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's move to our second side. Rotating onto the left side, right arm again, reaching to the ceiling or maybe placing the hand behind your head. Lift the ribs a little higher and lower your hip to the mat. Up and down. 3, 4, 5. Good. 8, 9, 10. Let's finish it out. 10 more. 9, 8, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift, lift, lift. Extend that right arm overhead, reach, and then bring that right forearm back to the mat. Working on the left side now, let's dip to the left and center. Dip and center. Stay with this movement. Good. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Let's add our knee tap. Dip to the left, tap that left knee. Dip, tap. Nice. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Pause here. Lift the hips up and back. Walk your feet in, finding your dolphin pose. Maybe softening the knees. Lift your sit bones higher, pressing your chest to the back of the mat. Together, inhale. Together, exhale. Good. Take one more breath in. And as you exhale, come back to your plank. Lengthen the body. Inhale, lift. And exhale, plank. So good. 3 more. Lift and lengthen. For 2. Last one. All right. Let's finish it out. Hip dips side to side. Right to left. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Child's pose. Toes to touch, knees wide, sit all the way back. Relax. Feel the heart coming back down, maybe expanding into the back body just that little bit more. And with your next inhale, slide back onto your belly. Hips, belly, chest, resting all the way down, legs long behind you. And we'll bring our arms out to the side. So the body stays resting and long. We're just going to work through the arms and shoulders here. Starting with your thumbs pointing down toward the mat. Lift the arms up. Rotate thumbs to the sky. Lift, rotate, lift, lift. Stay with it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Extend those arms overhead, long by your ears. Reach a little further. And with your next inhale, lift the arms and legs up, superhuman. And lower. Inhale, lift. And lower. Good, couple more. And lower. Last 2. And this last one we hold. Lift, lift, lift. Stay here. Reach a little further. Big inhale. And as you exhale, cactus the elbows back by your sides. And inhale, lengthen. Exhale, pull. Inhale, reach. So good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pulling the elbows as far back as you can. Release the arms behind your back, clasping hands together. Lengthen, lift your heart, and hold for 3 more breaths. 1 more. And release. Stacking the hands, bend your knees, and windshield wiper the feet side to side. Good. Lengthening the legs back long behind you. Plant your hands by your ribs. Elbows hugging in. Engage the body. With your next inhale, lift the heart, baby cobra. And release. Tucking all 10 toes. Press the mat away. High plank. Good, come back to the mat. Inhale, lift the heart. Lower. Press the mat away. Good, 2 more times. Down. Lift. Down. Press back up. Last round, down. Lift. Release. And we'll meet in our high plank. Holding here, 1 breath in. 1 breath out. Soften your knees, shift back. Arriving in your downward facing dog. Give yourself a little time to arrive here. Bending 1 knee at a time, adding any movement that feels good. Eventually landing in stillness, lift the hips higher. Pressing the mat away, can you create more length through your back? Together, long breath in. Slow breath out. With your next inhale, lift to your tippy toes. Bend your knees, gaze forward, and walk your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Fold. Well done. Soften your knees, rise all the way up. Hands meet overhead, look up, palms to touch, and exhale to center. So nice. Arriving in your mountain pose, release your arms by your side. Take another breath. Exhale it out. Okay, we're gonna set up 1 movement, 1 breath. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant the hands, bend the knees. High plank. Inhale, hinge forward. Bringing your knees to the mat, lift your tail, lift your heart. Chest and chin all the way down. Belly to follow. Inhale, baby cobra. Shoulders away from the ears, release back down. And then moving through your table, meeting back in your downward facing dog. Good. Right away, lift the heels, bend the knees. Hopper step to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. And hands meet back at center. Let's keep this going. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Plant the hands, bend the knees. Plank. Inhale, forward. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga as you lower down. Inhale, baby cobra, or all the way in your up dog. Shifting back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees. Hopper step forward. Inhale, length. Fold. So good. Inhale, rise. Center. Inhale, lift. Fold. Halfway lift. Plant the hands, bend the knees. High plank. You know this now. Inhale and exhale to lower. Lift your heart. Shifting back, downward facing dog. Right away, lift the heels, bend the knees. Hopper step to the top of the mat. Half lift. Fold. Inhale, rise. Center. Staying with this practice, 2 more rounds. Moving on your own. Find your way through. Maybe moving at a slightly faster or slower pace than me. All good. Find your rhythm. Maybe even closing down your eyes. You got it. Last round. We're gonna meet all the way in our downward facing dog. So once you're there, take a little time, loosen up, maybe bending one knee at a time, walk it out. Is it possible to spread your fingers wider? To press your hips further and further away from the hands, finding more length, finding more space. Maybe softening your knees, rotate your hips to reach to the sky. One more round of breath. And exhale it out. With your next inhale, lift your right leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Pausing here, press through the heel, shift back further. Good. With your next inhale, come to your left tippy toes. Bending the right knee, hug it into the chest and hinge forward, knee to right arm. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, knee to nose, right through center, round the spine. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, right knee to left arm, cross. And inhale, lengthen up. And this time, hugging the knee to chest, step that right foot all the way between your hands. Left heel stays lifted, breath in. Breath out. Stabilize here and come all the way up to your high crescent lunge. Front knee over the ankle, stack the body. Can you bring your shoulders over your hips? Drawing your thumbs to your palm, two fists, open the arms to the side. And then hug your shoulder blades together, creating more space through your chest. Yeah, if you can, you must shift a little deeper. Holding here. Breathe. Feel what there is to feel. Finding that balance between effort and ease. 2 more breaths. Good. With your next inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, hands to the mat. Lifting your right leg all the way up and back, three-legged dog. And then moving through your vinyasa, inhale forward. Exhale to lower. Inhale, lifting the heart. And making your way all the way back to your downward facing dog. Breathe. Take one more breath in. Long breath out. Preparing for your second side, inhale, lift the left heel to the sky. Keeping your hips square, press through the heel and see if you can lengthen back that little bit further. With your next inhale, come onto your right tippy toes. Bend the left knee, hinge forward, left knee to left arm. Inhale, up and back. Exhale through center, knee to nose. Inhale, lift. And exhale, crossing under the body, left knee to right arm. Inhale, up and back. And this time we step that left foot all the way between our hands, landing in our runner's lunge. Take a breath here, stabilize. Exhale it out. With your next inhale, rise all the way up. Shoulders over hips, left knee over left ankle. Can you reach up, lifting your ribs off of the hip? Hands to two fists, opening arms to the side, squeezing muscle to bone. Strengthening through the whole body. Can you draw your shoulders together and away from the ears? Maybe shift a little bit deeper. Continue to breathe. Continue to hold. You got it. Stronger than you think. Where can you soften? Where can you bring in a little more activation? Last 2 breaths. So good. Inhale, arms up and hands back to the mat. Lifting that left foot all the way back to the sky. And moving through your vinyasa, inhale forward, exhale to lower, squeezing your upper arms by your ribs. Inhale, lift the chest. Downward facing dog. Well done. Breathe. Relax. Spiraling your inner thighs to the space behind you. Can you make more space between your hips? One more breath in. One more breath out. Inhale up onto your toes. Bend your knees, gaze between your hands. Make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale halfway length and fold. Soft knees, stacking the body, rise all the way up, hands meet overhead, and exhale to center. One breath in. One breath out. So good, let's move on. Arms by your side. Shifting your weight into your heels, can you sit back? Find your chair pose. Inhale, arms by your ears. And exhale, cactus the elbows back. Releasing hands behind your back, clasp the hands, lift the heart. Fold. Folding over your legs, you can stay with the bind. Hands can stay close to the hips or fall away from the body. One more breath here. And then release the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, standing splits. We're going to fold over the left leg and lift the right leg all the way to the sky. Again, squaring the hips, so maybe that right leg doesn't lift quite as high. It's okay. One or both hands wrapping around the left ankle. Can you shake the head? Yes and no. No effort in the shoulders or neck here. One more inhale. And exhale your right foot to the mat behind you, releasing your right heel 45 degrees. Inhale all the way up, palms to touch, warrior one. Lifting the ribs higher. Square your hip, bringing your right hip forward, left hip back. Inhale. And exhale, hands down. Lifting your left leg up and back. And moving through your flow. Forward, down. Offering your heart. Downward facing dog. Lift the heels, bend the knees, hop or step forward. And halfway lengthen. Exhale, fold. Circle sweep the arms overhead, standing nice and tall. And back to center. We go again. Lengthening your arms down, hips back, chair pose. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, cactus. Hands meet behind your back, lifting the chest. Fold all the way down. Stay for a breath. Release the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. And then plant the hands. We're going to sweep that left leg all the way to the sky, standing split. Both hands can stay on the mat, but if you prefer, you can bring one or both hands to that standing leg. Drawing your face closer and closer to the shin. Relax the head, let it hang heavy. One more breath. Slowly release. Stepping your left foot to the back of the mat. Heel grounds 45 degrees. There we are. Lift the arms up. Hands to touch. Good. Re-engaging the body. Can you draw your right hip back as you pull your left hip forward? Lifting the chest. Take one more breath. And come back to the mat. Right leg lifts up and back, three-legged dog. And we move through our vinyasa. Inhale forward, exhale to lower. Inhale, lift. And back to down dog. Right away, lift the heels, bend the knees. Hop or step to the top of the mat. Inhale, length. Fold. Inhale, arms overhead. Center. Let's add on. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, sit back into your chair. Inhale, lift your arms. Exhale, cactus. Hands meet behind the back. Lift the heart again. Fold. Nice. Releasing the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. And standing splits. Right leg to the sky. Folding, folding, folding over the left leg. From here, slowly release your right foot to the mat, 45-degree angle. Come on up, warrior one. Palms to touch, inhale. And exhale, hands down. Lifting your left leg up and back. Keep your right foot at that 45-degree angle. Pausing here. Stabilize to the left hand and bring your right hand all the way back to hold the right ankle. Or if you prefer, you can place your right hand halfway on the mat, staggering the hands, challenging your balance. Taking it further, can you square the hips? Maybe just really slightly lowering that left hip back toward the mat. 2 more rounds. Here's the change. Bending your left knee, carefully bringing it into the chest. We're going to hinge forward. Sliding that left foot to the upper right corner of the mat, opening up in every direction, fallen triangle. Right arm overhead. Can you lift your heart? Gaze up. Maybe driving the hips a little more forward. Together, breath in. Together, breath out. Sliding to the mat, find your straddle seat. And then folding over the right leg, reach, reach, reach to the left arm. Once you find your depth, can you rotate your chest to the sky, gaze up, and maybe fold deeper. Breath in. Breath out. Release. Placing that left hand right by the hip. And coming back to your fallen triangle, lift the hips, reach through the right arm. All right, next transition, bringing your left knee to the mat for modified side plank or revolve side plank, lifting that left knee to the sky. Wherever you are, can you reach your ribs higher, creating more space, more length? 2 more breaths. So nice. Gaze to the mat, plant the right hand, and step your left foot outside of that left hand, landing in your lizard lunge. It may be nice to scooch this right leg a little further back, make a lot of space here. One thing to watch out for is it's really common to have this left foot a little too close to our hip. So if that's what's happening in your body, give yourself some space, move that foot out, yeah? Good. And then we rock forward back. Just loosening the hip here. Knee and toe pointing in the same direction. And then we release the right knee to the mat, untuck the toes. Think up dog as you allow the hips to get heavier. Lift your heart higher. And maybe the left knee starts to fall to the left. If it feels right for you, you can come down to your forearms here. And if you're in your forearms, challenge yourself to pull your heart forward, finding more length through the back body rather than rounding the spine. Reaching through your chest. If you like to take it a little further, angle the right arm in and twist to the left. You can rest this left hand on your inner thigh, keeping a lot of weight in the front body. Feel yourself opening up. If you're not feeling much sensation here, you can add a bend to your right knee and maybe swim the hand back to hold the foot. Now, one thing to watch out for, if in order to hold your foot, you lift your hips up, we're going to abandon that hold. It's not important. Only if your body is looking for more sensation than it's currently feeling, yeah? If you have your foot, gently bring it into the glute. 2 more breaths wherever you are. 1 more. If you have the foot, let it go. Let's all place this left foot back, or left hand back to the mat, right hand to the mat. Bringing that left foot all the way next to the left hand, tuck your right toes, lift the knee, and we're going to step the right foot outside of the right hand. Hinging down and up, squat to wide fold. Just loosening the hips here. Swinging the hips low to high. 1 more time. Landing in our fold, drop the head, hang heavy. Maybe you sway a little. Be loose. And with your next inhale, halfway lift. Reposition your feet so all 10 toes are pointing forward and shift your weight to the heels. Spider series, bending your knees 90 degrees. Reach your hips as far back as you can. Pause. Try to allow your hips, knees, chest, shoulders, and head all to be on one line. Good. From here, walking your hands underneath you, you're going to wrap the arms around the leg to rest on top of the feet. Re-engage by lengthening the spine, pull the heart forward and reach your hips back. This is where we work, right? So maintain this position. We're going to shift the weight into the toes and lift the heels as high as we can. Breathing here. Stay. Feel what there is to feel. It's all good. Let it shake. Heels come back to the mat. Stay as you are. We're going to lengthen the arms underneath us, pressing your hands to the sky. Re-engage your spine and come back to your toes. Lift, lift, lift. Hold. Good. Heels come back to the mat. One more position. Stay low as you reach the arms long by your ears. Again, can you keep your ribs in between the thighs? Hips back, heart forward. Find your balance, lifting the heels. You got it. 3 more breaths. Beautiful work. Hands to the mat, lengthen the legs, release. Folding here. And again, maybe you come back to a sway side to side. Loosen up. Pausing in center, inhale, halfway lift. Heel toe the feet back underneath you and fold again. Keeping your knees soft, slowly make your way to stand. Inhale, arms overhead. And exhale, hands back to center. Release the arms by your side, shift your weight to your heels. Come back to your chair pose. Arms high, big inhale. Exhale, cactus. Releasing hands behind your back, lift your heart, lift your gaze. Forward fold. Releasing hands back to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And then we come to our standing splits. Left leg lifts up and back. Maybe right hand to right ankle. Maybe left hand joins as well. Let your head hang heavy. One more breath. And then carefully as you can, bring your left foot to the mat behind you. Grounding the heel, 45 degrees. Come on up. Warrior 1, big inhale. And exhale, hands back to the mat. Lifting your right leg up and back, 3-legged dog. Stabilize here. Make sure you have that stable base in your left foot. And you're going to reach the left hand back, maybe halfway toward the foot, or maybe your hand reaches all the way to your ankle. Square the hips. Keeping your chest and shoulders facing the mat. 2 more breaths here. So nice, here we go. Bending the right knee, hug it into the chest, and slide the right foot to the upper left corner of the mat, opening all the way up to your fallen triangle. Take up as much space as you can, reaching in every direction. Lift the heart, press the hips forward, 1 more breath. And then making your way into a wide-legged seat. Folding over your left leg, reach with the right arm. Lengthen a little further, and then see if you can rotate your heart to the sky. Looking underneath your right arm, stay for another breath. And exhale it out. Release, right hand finds the mat behind your hip. And then we lift back up into our fallen triangle, hips high, left arm long. And then we'll bend the right knee, coming into a modified side plank or revolve side plank, lifting the right knee to the sky. Wherever you are, lift higher, reach further. You got it. 2 more breaths. Release, gaze to the mat. Stepping your right foot outside of the right hand, lizard lunge, making sure that this right foot is stepping forward, 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 nice and wide.
And once you have position, you could rock forward and back. Loosen up the hips. Just soften the body. And releasing that left knee to the mat, untuck the toes. Allowing your hips to slide a little deeper forward. Chest open, think up dog. Maybe your right knee falls to the right. You can also come down to your forearms or stay on your hands. If you're on your forearms, can you pull the heart further forward, taking some of the rounding out of your upper back, hips heavy. If you're feeling a lot here, great, this is where you want to stay. If you're not feeling so much, maybe you angle that forearm in and twist open. See how that feels in your body. Hips stay nice and heavy. If it's available, bend your left knee, reach back for the foot. If you have the foot comfortably, maybe you start to gently hug the foot into the glute. 2 more breaths. We'll start to find our way out. Releasing the foot if you have it, place your right hand to the mat, left hand to the mat. Right foot grounds right next to the hand, lift your left knee and step the left foot forward. Oh, Malasana to fold. Hinging the hips up and down, loose. It should feel good. One more time. We'll meet in our wide-legged fold. Shake the head yes and no. So nice. Inhale, halfway lift. Facing all 10 toes to the top of the mat. Weight in the heels. We're going to sit back, coming back to our spider series. Hips pulling as far back as possible as you snuggle the ribs in between the thighs. Do your best to bring your hips, shoulders, knees, and head in a line. Walking hands underneath you, wrapping the arms around the leg to rest on top of the feet. Engage. When you're ready, shift your weight to the toes, lift the heels, and hold here. Finding length in your back body. One more breath. And release the heels down. Lengthening arms underneath you, pressing the hands to the ceiling, finding that length again in your body, and come back to your toes. Hold. What do you notice? What can you feel? It's all good. Releasing heels back to the mat, lengthen your arms by your ears. Last time. Re-engage the spine, get as long as possible, hips pulling back, and then finding your way onto your toes. 3 more breaths here. One more. And release. Wide-legged fold, let your head hang heavy. You can stay still, or if it feels good, you can sway a little side to side. Shake out the head, yes, no. Pausing here, inhale, halfway lift. Heel toe the feet back underneath you. Soft knees as you fold forward. Exhale completely. With your next inhale, halfway lift. Planting the hands, bending the knees, step back to a plank. Holding here, engage the body, hands underneath your shoulders, rotating inner elbows forward. Feel the stability of your body. Maybe even closing down the eyes. Just one more breath. And then bring your knees to the mat. Untuck the toes and walk your hands back to your knees, standing tall on your shins. Let's set up for our back bends, our camel. This is a great place for a block. So if you have a block, you can place it right by your ankle for support, or tuck your toes and lift your heels a little bit higher. When you're ready, inhale, arms by your ears. Exhale, sweep your right arm back, left arm forward for a twist. Reach a little further. And then tilting back, your right hand can find the block or maybe your heel. Lifting your heart higher, reach up and back with that left arm. Engaging your glutes, draw your hips forward. Finding your depth. One more breath. And then making a circle motion with the left arm brings you back up. Maybe you switch sides with the block. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, left arm back. Right arm forward, twist, twist, twist. Reach further. And tilt. Finding your back bend, hand to block, maybe to heel. Pressing the hips even more forward. Really engage the glutes here. Press, press, press. And then lift your heart. Try to find length through your back body as you deepen this bend. Last breath. And release, back to stand. All right, final round, full camel, arms up. As you exhale, cactus the arms back, hugging elbows by your side, and releasing hands to your hips, fingers up or down, whichever you prefer. Hugging elbows in, engage the glutes. Pressing the hips forward, lifting the heart higher. Press the hips forward, lift the heart. Press, lift. Maybe you stay here. Maybe those hands reach all the way back toward the heels. Find your way in. Deepen the shape. 2 more breaths. And release. Come to a seat on your heels. Closing down the eyes, hands resting in your lap. Just pause. Resisting the urge to move, to fix your clothes or hair. Just breathe and feel what there is to feel. You got it. Together, breath in. Long breath out. Blinking the eyes open, place your hands back to the top of the mat, tabletop. So nice, extend the right leg long behind you. Reach your left arm long by your ear, bird dog, extending out, out, out as much as you can. Inhale, lift a little higher. And then place your hand and foot back to the mat, squeezing that left knee into the chest, around the spine. Let's start again, knee to the mat. Lift the arm and leg, inhale. And exhale, squeeze that left knee in. One more time. Inhale, lift the arm and leg. Exhale, knee to chest. Pausing here, hinge forward and slide the left shin toward the top of the mat, landing in your half pigeon. So this is where I really like to add some props. It can be so nice to place a blanket underneath the pelvis or a block, something to support you, keeping your hips squared forward, yeah? All right, let's all walk our hands in. Lift the heart a little higher. Good. All right, from here, you're welcome to fold all the way down or take it further. Maybe planting the left hand to the mat, bend that left knee, and swim the right arm back. If you can reach the inside of that foot, take a hold of the foot. Start to kick into your hand, stabilize here. Or if you have space, you can slide the foot to the inner elbow. Keep squaring the chest forward. If you're stable, lift the left arm up. You can stay here or bend the hands or elbows to reach your hands together. Lift the heart, hold, breathe. Last breath. And we'll come all the way down. All of us meeting in our half pigeon. Couple of options here. One, folding to the mat, resting head all the way on the backs of your hands. Or if you're a little higher on your forearms, bring a little support here. It can be so nice, so generous to allow your head and neck to be supported. You can have the block on a high setting, mid, whichever feels most appropriate for you. And from here, finding your way into softness. Finding your way into something a little deeper. And it's not a space where we fill it with effort or force. It's a way of softening, allowing for things to be as they are, Breathing into any resistance you feel and watching as the body makes more and more space. Two more breaths here. As gently as you can, we're going to find our way out. Bringing the hands back to the mat in front of you. Tuck your right toes, make some space, maybe crawl forward. And when it's available, just step back to a down dog, walking it out on the spot. So nice. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. Inhale up onto your toes and bring your knees to the mat. We'll begin again. Lengthening that left leg to a hover behind you. Reach your right arm long by your ear. Take another inhale. And exhale, lower the hand and foot. Squeezing your right knee to the chest, round the spine. Good, down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, knee to chest. Just one more time. Inhale, lift the arm and leg. Release and squeeze that right knee to chest. Pausing here, lift a little higher. Hinge forward and slide your shin toward the top of the mat, lowering into your half pigeon. And again, you have time to get comfortable here. Maybe a blanket supporting your hips, maybe a block, right? These are ways to modify these postures, to be kind to ourselves, to allow us to stay in healthy alignment, yeah? So give yourself what you need. Walk your hands in, lift the heart maybe a little bit higher. And from here, you're welcome to fold all the way down or place your right hand into the mat, bending that left knee, swimming the left arm all the way back to hold the foot. You can kick here, hold, breathe. Or if you have space, slide the foot to the inner elbow. Continue to engage the body here, maybe lifting the right arm up, maybe finding a bind with the hands. Just two more breaths. Slowly let it go. We'll all meet in our half pigeon. Folding all the way down, finding your expression here. Head to block, to your hands, whatever feels most available. Learning to listen and respond to the body with total kindness. Listening to what's needed and providing just that. No need to qualify or judge what is happening here, but just accepting and holding space for what is happening. It's all good. It's all okay, wherever you are. Two more breaths. Gently as you can, let's find our way out. Bringing your hands back underneath you. Tucking the left toes, make space. And when it's available, stepping back into that downward facing dog. Let it go. Together, long breath in. Long breath out. Inhale up onto your toes. Bend your knees and walk your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift and fold. Soften your knees to stand all the way up. Hands meeting overhead. Reach, reach, reach. And exhale to center. Nice. Standing on your left leg now. Squeeze your right knee into the chest. Squeezing this knee into the belly as tightly as you can. Hold for breath. And we'll set up for a dancer pose. Right hand reaching to the right, palm to the ceiling, yeah? We're gonna slide this right foot back toward the glute, dropping the right hand down to hold the inside edge of the foot. Stabilizing here, engage, press through the left leg. Kick, kick, kick down into your right hand and lift the left arm up. Take a moment here, feel the strength in your body, and then we're going to take it further, kicking into the right hand, open up. Think about keeping your whole body lifting up, up, up as you slowly find your depth. Good, you may fall out, it's okay to wobble. I always do. Just stay with it. If you fall all the way out, you can always start again. No big deal. Last 2 breaths. And slowly come out. Again, bringing that right knee to your chest, both hands reaching up. Together, inhale. And exhale, extend the right leg out. Take another breath in. And with your exhale, sweeping your right leg and both arms back, finding your warrior 3 airplane pose. Lengthening through your whole body. And then releasing the right foot to the mat behind you. Inhale, arms up. Pause. Squaring the hips, can you hug that left hip back, right hip forward, lift the heart. And then leading with your chest, hinging forward, pausing at 90 degrees. Stay long here. One more breath. And then releasing your hands down, folding over the left leg. So this is another place where those blocks can be incredibly helpful. You can place them underneath the shoulders, bringing the floor to you so that you can really work on that lengthening through the low body. Maybe you fold deeply here. Maybe you stay partially lifted. All are good options. Doing your best to relax your neck. 2 more breaths. With your next inhale, halfway lift. Soften the front knee, step the right foot forward and fold. And with your next inhale, let's rise all the way up. Hands meeting overhead. And exhaling back to center, we'll begin again. Second side. Standing firmly onto your right leg, squeezing the left knee into the chest. Squeeze, 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 standing nice and tall. And we'll set up for our dancer. Palm to the left, facing the ceiling. Point the left toes and bring it to your glute. Dropping the left hand straight back, take a hold of the inside of the foot so your chest is really nice and open here. Standing firmly in your right leg, can you start to kick down into the hand, reaching up through your right arm? Yeah? Stabilize here, stay for a breath. And with your next inhale, start to kick even more. Using the kick to guide you, keeping your whole body reaching out and up in every direction. Slowly making your way in to your depth. Hold for 2 breaths. Gently coming out. And again, bringing that left knee to the chest, both arms high. Take another inhale. And exhale, extend the leg. Together, breath in. And warrior 3. Reaching both arms back to your airplane pose, hovering that left leg. Hips square. Whole body lengthened. Inhale. And with the exhale, step the left foot to the mat. Rising all the way up, arms by your ears. And exhale, hinging forward, leading with the chest, pausing 90 degrees. Keep hugging that right hip back, left hip forward. We stay here. And fold. Hands to blocks or to the mat. Doing your best to keep your legs long, hips squared. Not locking out the knees. 2 more breaths.
So nice. With your next inhale, halfway lift.
Soften the right knee and step the left foot forward. Fold.
Inhale, halfway lift.
Bending both your knees, find a seat. So coming all the way to the mat, we have one final challenge here. We're going to get into our double pigeon. So this is a position that some of us find incredibly challenging, and some of us, it's very natural in our bodies. Wherever you are, let's start by noticing whether or not we want to lift our hips up. So some of us, it feels comfortable to sit tall on the mat. But for quite a few of us, it can be really, really nice to elevate the hips, maybe just even a little bit, or sitting on blocks to elevate a little higher. We're going to start with the right foot forward, trying to bring your shin parallel with the top of the mat and your heel right in line with that knee. So once you have that position in your right leg, bring your left ankle over the right knee. Now, you may enter this position with this very asymmetrical shape. It's okay. We're going to make space for us all to be where we are today. So if your legs are lifted like mine, you can bring a block underneath this low knee, or maybe support this high knee. Give yourself what's needed. These props are here to help us. And then bringing those hands behind you, lift your heart and roll forward over your sit bones. And we're just going to stay here. If your shins happen to be comfortably stacked, you can walk your hands forward and work to fold, right? Leading with your chest, folding forward. And the rest of us, we're just going to stay. And just invite yourself to be curious. What's happening for you? What's needed? Can you remain really soft even when it's very intense? Maybe you notice just the tiniest of opening. You can breathe into it, claiming the space in your body. Give yourself time to open up. Just one more breath on this side. And then to come out, you can lean back on your hands, really slowly bringing your feet to the outer edges of the mat. We'll move right into our second side, starting with our left shin on the mat. Again, foot flexed, heel in line with the knee, and then really carefully placing this right ankle over the left knee. So really doing our best to stack the shins. Hands behind you, sitting nice and tall here. And then we breathe. You can keep the eyes open or closed, whichever feels best to you. And then just look for that softening. Make room for your body to relax, to open up. If your legs are touching, maybe you're folding forward. Maybe you're sitting tall, rolling even more over the sit bones. 2 more breaths. And we find our way out. Leaning back into your hands behind you, really slow and careful. Place your feet to the outer edges of the mat. And then maybe you find a windshield wiper side to side here. Just bringing some gentle movement into the hips. Loosen up. And when you've had enough, you can find your way onto your back. Carefully releasing your spine all the way down. Maybe you hug your knees into the chest. And then relaxing your legs all the way onto the mat. Arms by your side. Giving yourself whatever time you need to arrive. Maybe placing a blanket underneath your knees or over the body. Eventually closing down the eyes. Body soft, breath relaxed. Nothing more you need to do. Nowhere else you need to be. Finding your way all the way in, Shavasana. If you have time to stay a little longer, I encourage you to stay as you are. But if you're ready to move, maybe you start to wiggle the fingers and toes. Shift the body gently side to side. Maybe extending one arm overhead and rolling onto your side body, bending your knees, finding your way into a fetal position, just comfortably resting here on your side. Giving yourself a moment to transition. Maybe connecting to a little bit of gratitude for yourself, having practiced this long class. And when it feels right, you can help yourself all the way up to a seat, walking your hands up. Finding just a gentle gaze or eyes closed down. Arriving in a comfortable seat, we'll take one final breath together. If you're joining me, inhale. Exhale, empty all of your air out. Inhaling through the nose, holding as much air as you can, and holding the breath at the top. Release. Friends, thank you so much for practicing with me today. It was super fun to be here with you. I hope that we get to do this again sometime. Namaste.